at 11:30, we're coming back from recess. We have two remaining items, one being our approval of meeting minutes, and the other is the COCSI request, which is the Central Oregon Cohesive Strategy Initiative. And as we discussed at great length yesterday, it covers 5 counties, the Deschutes National Forest in Lake County. I think Commissioner Winters noted that it covered 100 of the Deschutes, 128,000 that resides in Lake County. The request, and I still have a call to Joseph. He's on a flight to DC. He's attending the Whifflet meeting back there. We're actually meeting, just as a side note, the opening introduction to our meeting. It's at the Ag Building, the Witten Building, and Secretary of Ag Purdue is giving the opening remarks. And I told Mike Zepko, our director, this morning of Whifflet Committee, of all the meetings I have to miss, that would have been a good one to be able to spend some time with him today or tomorrow. But anyway, the request, as noted, would not exceed, it's a little over 2% of the overall cost for the new director position to oversee the Central Oregon group. And Commissioner, you found it yesterday on page 6.
Page 6, it doesn't, I don't see where it won't exceed. It talks about, or it has two different, if the funding distribution at $150,000, our portion would be $3,469. If it's a $100,000 distribution, it would be $2,312.
Yeah.
So there's some variable there. I'm in favor of supporting this with your recommendation yesterday for it to come out of the Video Lottery Economic Development Fund. And I believe you've researched the funds will be available there. Would we still have the same representation if we capped a certain amount and we told them this is what we can pay? Or does it need to be on a percentage basis?
Well, they calculate it out because of the land base and the values, the different values that they're going to represent. That's the lowest they could go for us to have an equal share of the representation.
Okay.
So when I said capped, I was alluding to the maximum we would contribute for this first year, and perhaps not any going forward is $3,469. I don't know that they're going to have that much of a cost. I think it's going to fall in between those two figures.
Okay.
That we wouldn't exceed that.
And so the other thing, and I talked about this yesterday, is that's based on a year. Our budget year runs July 1 on. So if they were, say this position was hired and ready to go January 1.
And we're talking a half a year.
Yeah, we would want to make sure that that's.
Yes. Yeah, we're not committing to this within that full amount within this budget year.
Okay. So those concerns, boys, I'm ready for you to make your motion, sir.
So I will make a motion that we fund out of the appropriate fund source, which we believe is Video Lottery, the Central Oregon Cohesive Strategy Initiative group cost that was presented to us for a new director of the 5-county collaborative institute that will be instituting the cohesive strategy in all 5 counties for the lands that are part of the Deschutes National Forest, of which we have 128,000 acres of, and the amount would fall somewhere on an annual basis between, and this is only for this current year, but the annual cost that they've calculated would fall between $2,312 and $3,416, depending upon the cost of the fully funded position that we're participating in. And as Commissioner Winters said, we're probably looking at that cost being 50% of what I just stated, simply because we'll be halfway through the year.
Second your motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to support, financially support, as well as our work with the collaborative group, the Centauri Cohesive Strategy, a new position of director. Any other discussion?
Further discussion would be something to consider through budget time if this has the avenue that's going to be successful, and it's what we want to continue, is that we might want to consider that in our dues and fees line item that we reduced this year. I know we're trying to control all expenses within general fund, and it's very nice to be able to use video lottery dollars for these things associated with economic development, schools, forest health, so on and so on. But that's just something to sort of flag in our own minds during budget time to consider.
And with that, I'll go ahead and call for the vote and make two other quick short comments. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. First comment, visiting with Susan this morning. She wants to visit with you at some point in time with the OC conference. She knows you and respects you, so she's going to get with you. And second comment is I'm going to ask Joe, particularly when they get the director on, to come down to one of our work sessions and give an overview of the total vision and how they're going to make a difference in what they're looking at long term, so we can make a decision then how we want to participate, if we want to participate in the future. So,
very good.
Yeah.
You knew I'd probably ask if we would be getting updates.
Yeah.
Other than just from.
Well, and that way we'll get to meet who that is and get, to know them. We may already know them, who knows, I don't know who will get it, but whoever does that relationship building, they'll probably on their own want to come down and give us updates periodically, so. Meeting minutes that we have for potential approval are September 5th, 6th, 19th, 20th, October 3rd, 4th, 10th, and 11th.
Move to approve all as mentioned.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve all the meeting minutes as presented. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. If there isn't anything else that needs to come before us on our regular meeting, we'll turn now to Mr. Bailey for legal updates.
We have one item for executive session, it's rather brief.
Okay. And that's under 2H.
H.
Okay, we will then go out of regular session at 11:38. And the press can remain.